Hey everyone, Nerfs came out and spoiler alert, I hate these Nerfs. These Nerfs are the biggest Nerfs of the entire expansion, even bigger than the early Nerfs for the Kazakhstan. These aren't what I said, power adjustments. Warrior is just completely dead. And if Warrior survives, the problem is it's not going to come back cool. It's going to come back as a unfun remove your stuff class. So let's go and see. One, we had shield shatter nerf. This is the only reasonable nerf I've seen. Deal 4 damage to all minions, cost 1 less for each armor you have. I think that's reasonable. The card was very strong. The card was very meta defining. And I think it's reasonable. I kind of liked it at 5, but I understand. This next one is the first one where it's like, okay, Tidal Revenant, Battle Cry, deal 5 damage, gain 5 armor. I didn't think this card was that powerful to begin with, and I kind of think an 8 mana card should be darn good. So this card probably will not see play because you need better cards for 8 mana. You're competing with Colossus, you're competing with just so many other powerful 8 mana things. It's like, I understand you can dredge it, but like it's just, I think it sees the cut now. But then next we've got Nelly. And Nelly's pirate ship, now it's Death Rattle Taunt. Instead of 1 cost 1, they cost 1. They cost 1 less. This card is so utterly bad. It's so utterly terrible. It's such a disgrace of a nerf. It's a completely dead card. It was a really cool card. And it's just so utterly unplayable now. Oh my god, why did they just completely delete the card? It's dead, it's gone. It's dead in Quest Warrior, it's dead in this. It's just like, this is what happens when you just say, oh, people don't like this card, they complain about it, let's just delete it. I mean, I like Nelly. I think it's a cool card. It adds lots of, it's gone. So if you like Nelly, sorry, and if you hate Nelly, it's going to get worse though, chat. And then finally, it just, yeah, you can never use this as a win condition. You just never have this as, finally we have From the Depths going to 4 mana. This card is also unplayable. You don't have the time to do it. And on top of it, there's just too many 4 mana card spots competing. And that's right when your opponent's putting pressure on. You don't have the time to do a 4 mana do nothing. And you can't get it off School Teacher now. So it's this is like, oh, it's frustrating to play against it's bad. And then and then I even missed so Carrier Felsol, they're nerfing this so you just can't get 2 of them. I didn't think this nerf was that big a deal. And then Battle Vanguard, I think this nerf is reasonable. After your hero attacks, summon it just go down to a 2/1, so it's very easy to kill. So it's not as like, if you're just Druid, you can just hero power it. Mainly, this is probably good for nerf for Druid because they can deal with that if Demon Hunter is a big part of the meta. Wild Paw Null down to a 3/5. This card's still going to be broken. Sorry, this card's still going to be broken. Let me move my head. And it probably is more broken, not because it's a 3/5, but because Shield Shatter can't kill it now. So even though if it went down to a 3/4, it would be, reasonable in the current power level of the meta, post nerf meta. But as a 3/5, still going to be meta defining. Rogue's going to still be everywhere. Then you got Lightforge Carriel. I didn't expect this one. I don't think this one is necessary. Battlecry deal damage to all 2 enemies. Equip a 2/5 a movable object. This card probably still sees play if Paladin exists. The reality is Lightforge Carriel is a broken card and a meta defining card, but now it's a turn slower. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I think it's reasonable. Also reasonable to keep it at 7. Very strong card. It's really, because it's going to be running every Paladin list, this is just lowering the power level of every single Paladin deck. And I think they want, Holy Paladin with Warrior being gone might be very, very, very strong, and they want to make Paladin weaker. So this is reasonable, reasonable nerf. And then finally, we've got Spite Lash Siren. After you play a Naga, refresh 2 mana crystals, then switch to spell at 5 mana. This is unplayable. This is too slow. You're gonna get, if you're building a deck around Spite Lash Siren, it's gonna be too slow. It's terrible. It's utterly garbage. I'm very disappointed on this nerf. They've deleted one of the most fun decks that never had a great win rate. If they wanted to make it die to shield shatter, which I think was reasonable, put it to 4 health. They didn't need to make it a 5 mana 2/6 and make it unplayable. This is a cool card. I mean, I guess they didn't really think it gives room for complex. So they're deleting this deck. Like, don't. I want you to look at this when you're looking at these. This is not a power adjustment. This is deleting them, saying we don't like this deck. We don't want you to play this deck. Now, I don't really like that, but if enough people complain, but what I get annoyed is these are fun cards. And they move they move that, and everyone will think, oh, okay, everything's going to be great now. People who believe nerfs will always help. And then 3 days later, it'll be like, oh, hey, here's the broken thing. But all these other things that you really liked playing are gone. So this card's dead. This deck is dead. Earthen Scales surprised me, but it's actually reasonable. The card is so insanely efficient. Making up the 2 means it's harder for you to get a ridiculous amount of moonlit. But Druid is already not that OP as is, but this is definitely, if the incentives for Druid, this might make what I always worry is that these nerfs, the defensive cards of Druid might make Alignment Druid better, because Alignment Druid doesn't care about 2 or 1 mana Earthen Scales, but Ramp Druid does. So and then finally we have Smite is down up to 7 mana. Unplayable. I mean, this card is garbage now. You know what it's gonna be good on? It's gonna be good when you get it off Quest Warrior reward. So that's the one spot it's good. But the 7 mana for 6/5, garbage. And then School Teacher might still see play, but it's so easy to remove now. It's a cool card. I hate to see the cool cards nerfed. So bottom line is I really don't like these nerfs. I think they could have just done like Shield Shatter to 4, and then maybe like Null to 3/5, and then this. They could have done those 3, and then it would have been fine nerfs. But they decided to preemptively nerf everything, and what they're going to do is delete a lot of decks, which I didn't really like. I challenge. So for those of you rejoicing and be like, yes, Warrior's dead, just we'll talk in a few days or a week. You'll see, oh, guess what? The meta's still toxic. It happens every time. So, but now if you spend money on Warrior, it's kind of worthless. So really disappointed with these nerfs. I don't respect these nerfs. These are terrible nerfs. It's really bad nerfs. So the whole expansion feels pointless now. So many of the cool things of the expansion are just gone. So I'm really disappointed. I love Warrior, and sad to see the class gutted and just made utter trash and made not fun. If Warrior survives, it'll be because the incentives are so there to play it. And what they will do is they will not run from the depths. They will just run defense cards, and they'll be hyperpolarizing. What does that mean? They will crush the aggro decks, and they will get absolutely annihilated by the anti-control decks, which is rock, paper, scissors, which everybody hates. So if you like rock, paper, scissors, you're in for a good time. So bottom line, terrible nerfs, but enjoy the dust. So anyways, I hope you guys like that. See you on the ladder.